Oh my goodness, look at this face. Kratos, good boy.
Almost there.
Oh, he's
Almost
just
good
gonna
boy.
hang out.
Yeah.
You know, it's so hard not to talk to dogs, especially puppies, in that voice.
It is. I mean, because it's just like a kid. You
It's
know,
just
you
like
want
a
to get them
baby.
excited and
I
fun in a baby,
know,
but
it's
nope.
just so hard.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Doc, of course, is here with Noah's Animal Hospital. So good to see you again.
Thank you.
And Kratos, so good to have you back. We're talking first aid when it comes to our pets.
We are, because it's First Aid Awareness Month
Awareness
for pets.
Month,
Yeah, and so
right.
this time of COVID and everything, with long waits for appointments, long waits at the emergency hospital, what is it that you can do at home that maybe will help your pet, your beloved four-legged friend out?
Right, absolutely. Okay, where do we need to start? Because it is that question sometimes, how do I know? Do I need to take them, to an animal hospital? And it's kind of the same with us. I don't want to make this a big deal, but you also don't, you want them to be okay.
Right. And so one of the biggest questions we get is, hey, my dog puked, he vomited, he's got diarrhea, or my cat, okay, do I need to come in? Let's not eat the table, that would be a cause of vomiting. But, and vomiting can come from many different reasons.
Yeah.
It could be very mild, just like a stomach bug that we would get. It could be intestinal parasites, but it could be something more severe. It could be something along the lines of obstruction, perforation like Orion had. And so we do want to know what's going on, but the general rule is if your dog or cat vomits more than 4 times in an hour or 8 times in a day,
Okay.
that's the time to go in.
Okay, that's the time to go in. Okay, what's next? What's next on the list? What else do we need to do?
So fractures, we see dogs get hit by cars, we see them get in dog fights,
yes.
and you know the pain of a fractured bone, okay? And so you're worried about that kind of thing, and obviously Kratos is not too worried about that.
No, he
but
found a nice little drug.
he did.
Spot. Yes, he did.
So what we want to do is remember that there are 2 types of fractures, closed and open.
Yeah.
If it's an open fracture, it means the bone is sticking out of the skin, and that's going to be a little more problematic. Definitely don't want to move. Don't push it back in. Cover it with some sterile gauze if you have it. Otherwise, you can use a clean cloth.
Right.
Or you can use something like even a feminine product. You
Okay.
could put over there. The goal is to try to minimize the bacteria that are getting in there, minimize infection.
And then
so we
that's
get it
when we're
fixed.
talking bandages,
Right,
right?
exactly. That's going to be done by the veterinarian.
Okay.
Oftentimes you'll see a dog come up lame and you're like, oh, did he fracture his leg? Because you can't tell from the outside. We had a dog just yesterday came in. We thought it was a fractured front limb.
Yeah.
Bad tumor. And I feel bad for the owner about that, but they have the same symptoms. They
Right.
limp, they hold it up. All those kind of things are going to happen.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to get them in for a veterinarian, but the biggest thing is they're in pain.
Yeah.
Let's get a muzzle on them.
Maybe x-rays as well?
Right, we're going to do x-rays when we get to the veterinarian, but getting them to the veterinarian could be problematic.
Okay.
If you can get them on a board, if you got a small dog, you can put them on a board and keep them immobile or in a carrier. Somebody like Kratos here, obviously he's not going to be able to get on a board or in a carrier that you can lift, so you can use a towel and sling behind them and
Right.
support their
Maybe
back
a
end
little
and help
different.
them be, a little bit more mobile till you
Right.
get to the veterinarian.
Let's talk about this guy that you have right up here as well. You brought a prop for us.
I brought a
today,
prop,
Tom.
yeah. So this is Casper, the CPR dog. So one of the things that I'm very proud of working with Noah is that we train CPR for all employees once every year.
What is
okay?
CPR like for dogs? This
So
is interesting.
It is. It's very similar to humans.
Okay.
We do 30 compressions to 2 breaths. This dog can actually be hooked up where you can take blood pressure and everything on it. It's a kind of high-tech device, actually. But when we're comparing to people, the biggest thing that I want to tell people is you don't flip a dog over on their back most of the time. You let them on their side, you go to the widest point of the chest, and that's where you're going to start your compressions.
Interesting
Now,
stuff.
if you've got a bulldog and a French bulldog and English bulldog, these big barrel-chested breeds that when you put them on their back, they can't get up, those dogs can be on their back for CPR.
Right. Tom,
okay?
thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I hate to have to cut this off. All kinds of good information. Of course, noahshospitals.com is where you can learn more. But for now, Anessa and Randy, we're going to toss it on over to you. Kratos is content. He's found his leash to chew on, and now he sees Tom's shoes.
Chips,
So
yeah.
he's good to go.